the history of Teacher of the Year is not very diverse. So, like Kamala Harris said, I may be the first, but I'm sure not going to be the last. So, hopefully we have a few Teachers of the Year in here that will take my place someday.
About how many teachers of diversity or teachers of color have you had?
2 teachers of diversity.
1.
None. I've had none.
And you're a sophomore?
Yeah.
And you haven't had a single African American teacher?
No.
Have you been in LPS your entire time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm flabbergasted right now.
It's pretty concerning.
I agree.
What has been done in the past to get more diversity in schools has not worked. You've looked around your schools, your buildings, right? It's not worked. So what is it that needs to be done? And the only people who can answer that question are y'all.
To be able to see a staff or teacher of color, why does that matter?
That person, worked their butt off and that they want to, show other kids just like them, that they can be in that same position that they are in.
Not only like Black teachers, but also like Latina teachers, of Asian descent teachers, because there's not only Black and white.
There are a lot of little kids who don't really see people who look like them, and they want someone to encourage them, to support them, but they don't have that right now.
I feel like I'm being empowered when I have teachers who look like me.
Especially in like counselors and administrators, because that's the people that you're supposed to go talk to when you have a problem.
Early on, if I had educators that looked like me or had the same experiences as me, I would have been a lot quicker to call things out or see things that are wrong and be more have a more open eye to things like that.
My takeaway is that the students and the scholars that are listening will be inspired to want to get into the education workforce and not necessarily be teachers, but involve themselves in the education aspect some way to promote and further teachers of color in the field.
Do you have aspirations of being a teacher or in education? Tell me about it.
I was just talking to my admin about this, and I see myself in kind of what he does and just being like someone who looks after so many students and is kind of someone who can be there so that these students can come to him and can create that safe space. I can validate how they feel and value them and love them and just show them the respect that they need that maybe they aren't getting in the classroom.
What LPS is doing is really transformative and something that's new that I really haven't seen in other districts across the United States. There's really a focus to get to the root issues of what's happening, why there's a gap in student achievement, why there are less teachers of color, why we don't see as many students of color in honors and gifted programs. And so it's not just an approach where, we say, let's put more students of color in these programs. It's really, how do we look at it from a whole? How do we involve community? How do we involve administrators, teachers, and students to really fix the root problem of what's going on?